Robert, thanks so much for taking a few minutes today. If you could just start and introduce yourself, organization, good place to start.
Okay, great. My name is Robert Grasty. I'm actually the Executive Vice President, Chief Human Resource Officer at Amtrak. I've been with Amtrak for roughly about 4 years and really excited about what I'm doing there and the work that we're doing at Amtrak. We've been on a very crazy growth spurt with the organization. I would say that what makes us unique is that within the last 24 months, we grew more than 60% of our staff in the last 24 months. So we went from roughly about 9,000 employees to over 22,000 employees in 24 months. And it's been great so far.
I don't even know what to say to that. You talk about change and transformation. I mean, just having a little bit of growth with all the digital and cultural transformation is overwhelming for any organization, let alone have to be in charge of HR with all that growth. This is a great place to start.
Yes.
That's quite a lot on your plate. I can't even imagine being in your shoes. I'm going to stop a moment and just say thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, the last 4 years have probably been the most difficult to navigate through HR ever, let alone to go through the growth you did. So the number of people that you influence and what you've gone through, appreciate your presence in HR. So knowing that you've gone through all of that, you can't do it alone. You're the top of the food chain in your organization, but you learn through your peers, right? Through connecting, through one of our members here, he likes to call it relationshiping, not networking, right? So there's many different ways that you can do that. What attracted you to Connex initially?
Sure. So when I got the call, I wanted to know a little bit more about what they were looking for in regards to people that would join Connex. And I thought that one, I'd be able to add value from not only from what I do, but also where I can add value to others as to what they're doing and what they're going through. And sometimes, as you said, you can learn a lot more from others that may have been through what I'm going through or looking to experience what I'm going through, and having that peer connection, having that adoption of being able to connect and relate to other people who may be going through that same experience may be a really positive thing, not only for myself, but for Amtrak. So I thought it was a great opportunity to come and join and be a part of this. So, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah, no, yes. We're grateful as well. So knowing that you are that top of the food chain, and like we were talking about with the relationshiping, there's a lot of different things that Connex does, sort of that pick list for our members that they can take advantage of, whether it's the online community or the think tanks and sessions, which I know you've yet to be able to participate in because you are new, but one of those things that you are participating in is right now with Connexion. So maybe you can speak to what kind of value you've found here, knowing that you've probably been to enough conferences in your life that you didn't need another one.
Sure. So I'll first start by saying that, one of the reasons why I joined is I'm looking forward to being able to participate in the future think tanks and the groups that could add value of some of the things that I may be working on that I can gain knowledge and experience from others that have done it. So looking forward to that in the future. But since I've been here at the conference, one, I've actually was truly surprised by the number of connections I made with individuals who are at the senior level of their industry or their area of expertise, where we are dealing and talking about similar like things that we're all dealing with, which has been really exciting. I think also, participating in a panel this morning for me was awesome because of the fact that I get to talk about strategic leadership. And I got to see other peers that sat on that panel with me to talk about strategic leadership. And it was phenomenal because we're all saying the same thing, but doing it a little bit differently. And you had two other CHROs on the stage with the CEO. And we all, at the end of the day, were thinking along those same lines. So it was very comfortable. It was very easy to have that discussion with the folks in the audience. But also, I think each of us brought something different to the table that we can add value to the folks that are part of the organization, which is nice. And, for me, the other thing is just the networking of talent and experience and folks that are part of this group has been nothing but phenomenal. So for me, I'm really excited about the people I get to continue to partner with through the next few days of the conference, but also what the future may lie in regards to being able to, again, as you said, participate in those think tanks and other small groups in the future. So really excited about that.
Yeah, building on those relationships that you're establishing
building on them
is really important. And what was really great about the session was that, to your point, strategic leadership, such a broad category, really, and there's so many ways you can enter into that conversation. It really was great because nothing was pre-planned.
That's right.
You've got a handful of you on stage that are the most senior leaders and really looking through similar lenses, which is affirming. But on the other hand, if you just take away one new thing, right, from one of your peers, that's an aha moment.
That's right.
It's a win-win, right? So, and I know it was really wonderful to have your guidance expertise and be able to learn from you up there. One of the other things, and maybe we'll end here too, is that when you're the CHRO of a 20,000 employee company, and you're going around to conferences and everybody wants a conversation, right? Because everybody's trying to sell you something.
That's right.
Not to mention on top of probably the 300 emails that you're going to get today and 50 voice messages, right? Maybe you could talk to the way that we've taken you through that preparation of meeting with potential vendor solutions that might be relevant to you. What was that process? Because this is new to you, so it'd be interesting just to get your take on what that experience was like.
What I found very interesting was the vendors I got to meet with were vendors in the areas of where I have maybe some potential future needs. Mm-hmm. To me, that's good to kind of see what they bring to the table and how that could add value to my organization. The benefit of all of that is I get to talk to them face-to-face live, in person, about what's going on with Amtrak and how Amtrak is starting to evolve and how they could potentially talk to me about how they could potentially add value for us in our organization. And for me, there's one real big piece that I look at in regards to how I choose to partner with vendors. And I ask the question all the time, so why should I partner with you? Mm-hmm. What's the key element that says I should be working with you? And I usually get the spill around, well, we can do this, we can do that, or we can do this better than anyone else. And I was like, well, that's not what I'm looking for. And what I'm looking for, and I usually give them several times to kind of tell me what they think they can do for me. And after they don't get it, and if they do get it, then that's a real big plus. But if they don't get it, I say, it's all about relationships, right? Anyone can do anything great or mediocre or just do it well. But if I have a really great relationship with a vendor, do thick or thin, do bad or good, as that relationship evolves, we're going to get it done and we'll figure out how to do it together. When I make a commitment to a vendor that I work with, it's not about what they can sell me. It's not about what they can do. It's about how I can go and approach them and they can talk to me with their natural self and talk about, here's how we fix, clear up, make even better, improve, and deliver outcomes that's going to benefit both of us. And to me, that makes a huge difference. And I think coming to a conference like this, it gives us not only the opportunity to do that, but also get that first introduction to kind of open that door.
Yeah.
And to me, that's for me has been really, really exciting. And that's kind of what I look for. And that's always been my philosophy of how I choose to work with people.
I think it's a philosophy, whether people articulate it or not, as you did, is foundational.
Yes.
And this is one forum, and you'll see as you continue to build with us, we do these virtually as well.
I love it.
And I can't tell you how many, I've listened to thousands of calls at this point, and the one thing that I definitely always go on and on about with our partners is, it's great, everybody thinks they're best in breed, right? And I got news for you, there's another 20 people behind you that do what you do.
That's right.
They would rather work with someone they like and trust, because at the end of the day, your neck's on the line, right? And if you can trust somebody, things are never going to go perfectly, right? I mean, any vendor, any relationship, there's always ebbs and flows. You might have you need to know that someone's going to have your back. They're going to be there. You can cure concerns because you've got that implicit trust underneath it. So you're absolutely right on that. Maybe just piggybacking on that, because is really the foundation of that trust that we build going into it is the discovery process that you went through with Andrew, because that that is different than you just showing up and saying, hey, nice to meet you. What was that experience like?
It was awesome. The discovery process with Andrew was awesome, and really, he did a great job of selling me because, as you said, I get a lot of folks trying to invite me and get me to participate in a lot of different things, but the methodology of what you guys do here is completely opposite of what I'm used to seeing, and that was a big difference. And it started with one relationship, and he was authentic in what he was talking about and passionate about it. And then I started to build that trust with him, and it took a couple of conversations. But once we got to the end conversation, and I think that relationship and trust was there, I was ready to be committed to be a part of this, and it's been great.
That's awesome. Well, we're really grateful for the relationship. Thank you so much for your time, Robert. Thanks for being here.
Excellent. Thank you.